Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home.
That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby.
You know, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You're the blackest one in this room.
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border. And then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on America's soil. So he became the anchor baby. They don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Welcome. I am the American Anchor Baby. This is my show. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. What's up, everybody? I see you in the chat. Very nice. Gonna get started here. American Anchor Baby. Got a nice show ahead. Gonna get into some stuff here. It's conspiracies everywhere. It's a conspiracy. So I got a nice show for you and your calls, of course. 888-775-3773. We'll be taking calls as well. But, you know, we'll get started here. I got to say thank you to everyone who joined me on Friday for that flight. We took a flight. We landed safely at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. Great landing. Nobody's talking about that takeoff, okay? Relax. Don't bring it up. We're not talking about the takeoff. We're talking about the landing, which went well. And so thank you for that. Thanks for everyone who bought a ticket. We landed the plane, then we went into VR. We started trolling the people. It's called trolling. We call it trolling. Learning from the people. And it might have even gotten a little bit deep. Just a little bit there. So if you missed it, you might want to check it out. Friday's stream. It's on my channel. It's a long one. But you might skim through it and find some interesting moments. It was a nice long stream. 6-hour stream. We were marathoning it. Right on. What's up, Troy? What's up, chatbot from Frederick Becca, Space Cadet, Mr. Man, I see the gang. I see new names, I think. What's up, Albert? Ernie, what's up? Ernie Slanders, welcome. Appreciate you tuning in. So, it's a conspiracy. I want to get into some stuff here. But it's going to be loosey-goosey, okay? So we're going to take our time. It's going to be loosey-goosey. I want to get into the first of the conspiracies. Well, some are saying it's a conspiracy. But it's a little bit of plain news, too. You know, I got to do this plain news. And, of course, the most prominent and bombastic of the plain news is the news of the plane lady. You remember the plane lady? That MFer back there is not real. I don't give two. You remember that chick? The best part was oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about this chick, Mr. Mad. But I'm talking about Tiffany Gomas. Tiffany Gomas. Gomas? Go more. White Hispanic? What's going on here? So Tiffany Gomas has broken her silence. She's revealed herself. She's made a public statement ever since the viral airplane moment where this woman was being escorted off a plane, okay? And she starts yelling about some person at the back of the plane being not real, okay? That MFer back there is not real. And that blew up remixes and TikToks and reaction videos, and it went super viral, okay, in July. She barreled to the front of the plane, told fellow passengers she was disembarking because the aircraft wasn't safe. The video showed a visibly shaken Gomas telling passengers, I'm getting the F off, and there's a reason. And you can sit on this plane, and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to, she said defiantly, as she left in that now viral and video that we all know now. Very viral, right? She's a cute older white lady, says Will Cole. Okay. Yeah, she told me don't get on flight Friday night. Yeah, was that a Nick Stream flight? Was that an Anchor Baby Airlines flight? Because I think I can sue her for defamation, costing my business. Okay, I'm stretching the joke because it was like an American Airlines flight or a Delta Airlines flight. Okay, so she spoke exclusively to Daily Mail outside of her home in Dallas, where she was revealed, okay? And many people were wondering, where did Tiffany go? Where did she go, right? That was soon after people started wondering, where did she go? Where did she disappear off to? It was the floating rumor, I guess. But before that, let's watch this, her response here. Let me just pull it up. Let's watch her response, okay? Because a lot of you already know who I'm talking about, and maybe you haven't seen the big reveal. Okay? Tiffany Gomas, ladies and gentlemen, let us watch that beautiful footage. I'm stalling.
Hi, everyone. It's me, Tiffany Gomas, probably better known as...
So it is Gomas. Tiffany Gomas. Okay, let's start it again for those that missed it. Let's watch.
Hi everyone, it's me, Tiffany Gomas, probably better known as the crazy plane lady, which is completely warranted. As you know, I have been unwilling to speak on the viral video, but I do finally feel that it's time. First and foremost, I want to take full accountability for my actions. They were completely unacceptable. Distressed or not, I should have been in control of my emotions, and that was not the case. My use of profanity was completely unnecessary, and I want to apologize to everyone on that plane, especially those that had children aboard. Can't imagine going through that and trying to explain to your kid what in the world just happened.
So she has a kid.
We all have our bad moments.
Or someone else.
Some far worse than others. And mine happened to be caught on camera for the whole world to see multiple times.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. Trying not to sound like Minnie Mouse.
You said you were going to control your emotions. Okay, sorry. I'll shut up.
Well, it has been really comical for everyone, and I have highly enjoyed so many of the memes. On the flip side, it is very invasive and unkind, and I don't know what I would do without the love and support of my friends and family. They are loyal to a fault, and I don't know what I did to deserve them.
It's not easy going viral.
I hope that I can use this experience and do a little bit of good in the world, and that is what I intend to do. I hope that you guys can accept my apology and I can begin to move on with my life.
Apology accepted, Tiffany Gomas. Apology accepted, Tiffany Gomas, okay? Join me on my, she says here, I didn't read this. I haven't seen half of this. Join me on my journey of promoting positive mental health and standing up against cyberbullying. No, I gotta give her one of the hake. Oh, no. I'm not doing it as well as hake, but it's definitely a moment. Some of you in the chat are saying that this rib, that you be quiet, Nick, she's a saint. A lot of you are very, very struck by her mild attractiveness. I can see that in the chat. Some of you, though, in the chat are saying, well, you know what, miss? Maybe you're not real. This rib ain't real, man. Is this a deep fake? Is this a deep fake? Are we seeing some TikTok filter? Wait a second. Is that face? Did her face move funny?
On camera for the whole world.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just throwing more fire into the conspiracy that some in the chat are already alluding to. This rib ain't real. Well, people are saying that that's not Tiffany. They replaced her. Okay, let me show you some pictures. These are the Daily Mail pictures of her. This is her outside of her home. Okay. That's her, okay, guys? Come on. That's the same lady. Here's a side-by-side of the video moment, a screenshot of the video, and a screenshot, and in the moment of the apology video. People are saying they're not the same person. The one in the middle is not the same as the other one. I found a web tool that screens for deepfake content. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need the deepfake screening here to set this, lay this one to rest. Okay? Now, we might need that deepfake technology, Troy, for this other video we're gonna watch in a bit here. But I think that's her. Come on, guys. That's the same woman. Don't be. I know the world is crazy. And this is what we're going to get into today. A couple things. But it's kind of thematically consistent. It seems to me, whatever side of the aisle you're on, whatever religion, most people, especially more and more lately, go straight to suspicion. Maybe not totally conspiratory. She got cloned and that kind of stuff, but they go straight to suspicion. And can you really blame them? Can you really blame people? And we're going to get into all that. But Tiffany Gomas, she's alive, okay? She didn't get disappeared. All right, everybody calm down. There was someone else. Someone chatted something else that made me think. It's not the same girl, says Bob Dillo. Bob Dillo is not convinced. Oh, there you go. That's funny. I got some of you guys in my chat. When did Groucho Marx's eyebrows become a thing? That's a good question, wayward Caucasian. Yeah, that is the thick eyebrow kind of a trend or something. They paint them on and they use makeup and they brush their eyebrows a certain way to make them look like blocks on their head. It's very striking. It's very striking and bold. But I don't know. I don't know if I like this bold, striking trend in makeup and stuff. I personally think it's made popular by the fashion, like runway stuff, which is usually gay, and also the trans stuff, which is definitely gay. So, yeah, this bold look, ladies. Anyways, it could work sometimes, right? Okay, cloned, haha, says Stephen Will. She cannot be changed. Okay. That's what you guys are saying. Conspiracy. But that's her. Come on. I showed you the side-by-side. Let's be real, guys. That was her apology. So she's alive. You can lay the conspiracies to rest. Stop being crazy. Conspire against the conspiracy theories. Now, check this out, though. Now, I see some of you fellas in the chat. They got her, Nick. What's up, Zeus? So, oh, really, Frederick? Look, hey, it's a crazy world. You almost can't put. I know. Look, there's many things possible. That's for sure. But we can't just go straight into insanity. I'm gonna leave it as an I don't know. How about that, Frederick? You're saying you're not sure either. Let me talk to the guys here in the chat though, who are saying that they can save her. I can save her, Nick. Nick, I can save her. Hake could save her, says someone. Willie Powell? Was it Willie Powell? Hake could save her, says Willie Powell. Hake might be able to. Might be one of the only ones. He might want to be the only ones. Yeah. So to the guys that want to save her, save her. She don't want to be saved. Okay, let me show you. Sorry, fellas. Look at what she posted on her Instagram. Because many people were also struck by her mild attractiveness. Okay, her hat tip to Hake. They're struck by this woman's looks. They're saying, "Wow, if she are white, reptilian, anti-reptilian, based goddess. People are thinking, they're wondering, scouring the internet for her, then being unable to find her, and then coming to conclusions like they disappeared her. Well, fellas, for those that want to save her, let me show you. This is her Instagram. Yes, that is the black square of Black Lives Matter. You remember when they did this? Post a black square on your Instagram in solidarity for Black Lives Matter. Sorry, fellas. It's not gonna, I don't know about this one, y'all. Now, it's just a woman in politics, right? So it doesn't matter. She doesn't really believe this anyways. Just, you know what I mean? Just wait till she finds a real man, I guess. And then we'll see what you really believe. But she posted the black square of Black Lives Matter solidarity, so she may not be this anti-reptilian, anti-ruling class based goddess. I don't mean to deflate y'all. Sorry, fellas. But speaking of conspiracies, we got people also questioning the whole Maui situation. You know what I'm talking about. Hawaii in flames. Apocalyptic scenes that we've seen. I didn't mean to say that wordplay. But we got these scenes. And people are seeing. Okay, I'm done with that. These scenes of apocalypse.
Careful
Maui.
right here. There's debris all. Yeah. No.
And as you can see here, there's people in the water trying to avoid the flames that have pretty much engulfed where they were living in Hawaii. Maui, I think another place called Lahaina or whatever. I'm bad at that, but these were the scenes that we've been watching these past few days, this past week. And it's been, from what we could tell, pretty devastating. With a pretty large loss of life. I heard that there was like 1,000 people missing, 2,700 structures destroyed, 5.6 billion gone, 96 lives the death toll has been counted to. They are projecting to find 10 to 20 people per day until they finish, and it's probably going to take 10 days. It's impossible to guess, really, is on this Yahoo News article that I'm reading out. The agency has, I'm trying to find the missing persons number here, but I heard it was a large number, okay? It's sure you're aware of this somewhat. And people online are just wondering, okay? In fact, this is the most extreme of these examples. That's not everybody's thinking like this. The same thing goes with the Tiffany Gomas thing. Not everybody's thinking the most extreme thing. She got disappeared and cloned. Of course, that one's less justified because it's just some woman on a plane yelling. But okay, we're seeing the Maui fires and all that, and people went straight to suspicion. At least some did. In fact, this one Twitter account put out this video saying, many reports suggest that what happened in Maui was more than just wildfires. It appears directed energy weapons may have been used, and possibly why there was such a sudden and tragic loss of life. And it posted this 30-second clip that's gotten a lot of views and engagement on Twitter. So it's not like it's just this random person on Twitter. Like, there's a lot of people who watch this and agreed. And what we're treated to is just like a blurry video of some power lines going crazy. I can't even confirm if this is Hawaii. You know, I'm not trying to totally counter-signal this because I'm just telling you I don't know. And they're not making it clear, this post. They're saying directed energy weapons, but it looks like power lines. You can even hear that it's power lines here. But what the heck do I know? I've never heard a directed energy weapon. What is that anyways? I don't know. I've seen plenty of transformer videos blowing up and power line videos. It just sounds like it, but what the heck do I know, right? I don't know anything about directed energy weapon, but you got to understand, people go straight to, maybe not this extreme, but they go straight to suspicion. And you got to understand that a little bit. It's just hard to trust stuff. Lies by politicians, two sides to everything. One side being promoted while another side gets censored. Censorship and all that push people, radicalize many people into, you see what I'm saying here? The conspiracy and the fight between the two sides has really radicalized people. And when I say that, I don't like using that word either, like, because the media uses that word. The media uses the word radicalize, and they use that term. And I mean it more in the sense that people just go farther and farther from knowing that they know, and they go towards assumption and conspiracy, right? As much as I love the conspiracies, the conspiracy theorists, as they misalign many of you, myself even. I might fall in that category. But we're just people that have questions. But sometimes, you see what I'm getting at here? It seems you got to understand people, but it's also a concerning, or should I say concerning, but it's a development. It's a concerning development of the public. And really a reaction, in my opinion, to the media, the ruling class, and the people putting out the news stories, all that. So people they have questions. In fact, there's other videos and scenes coming out of this Maui stuff, though, that has people questioning. Not so extreme, like directed energy weapon, or maybe something so bombastic and fantastical. Is that even a word? But how about this? Maybe you guys have seen this. This is a woman who lives there. And she's saying that realtors and investors are swooping in and offering the families to buy up their properties. What seems to be, what she says is just a predatory business practice. And so she's putting this video out there to warn people. And I apologize. She does cuss once. An incoming S-bomb. My apologies. I'll see if I can mute it. Anyways, look. So this woman's talking. This also has people questioning the whole story.
Okay, I gotta tell you guys, I am so frustrated with investors and realtors calling the families who lost their home, offering to buy their land. How dare you do that to our community right now? If you are a victim, sorry, I had a little bit poor reception right there. If you are a victim and they are calling you, please get their name. People keep calling me, sorry. Get their business name so we can put them on blast. This is some 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎 right now.
I bleeped it.
I am so frustrated.
I did it.
Hearing since yesterday that multiple families that I know personally were reached out and offered money from investors and realtors. Shame on you. Shame on you. If you are a Maui realtor contributing to that, karma's gonna come and get you.
Ooh. So yeah, thanks for bracing for the S-bomb, but I was able to mute it. I was quick with it. So you might think, well, how can they just swoop in and at the best moment, Evgeny Crosby says, Vanguard and BlackRock. I wonder too, right? Is it these big national companies? They're probably international or something. These big, huge money companies, they're what's it called? Investment holding companies and stuff like that buy up all this property. And they to turn you into a renter, you will own nothing and you will be happy. That whole thing. Well, again, assumptions, conspiratorial mindset. Because what if your house got burned down and you're in it is opportunistic, but can't it also be an opportunity for the family? They might be their best. It might be their best course of action with now their property losing its value in a sense, being destroyed. For some people, it might be their best course of action. So people are wondering. They're very suspicious, and that's what interests me. Everybody's kind of on edge. When I really pay attention, people are not trusting anything. Now, you may have seen this video. Chief John Pelletier, I heard Hake talking about him a little bit too. I don't know if he showed this clip, but I'll just play it real quick. It's the chief who's in, I think, Lahania or whatever, talking about this tragedy, right? And just talking about it. Because people are mad because it's not being worked at faster. They want more progress and answers. They want answers. How did this happen? How did it exactly start? So Chief John Pelletier here is urging the public patience because there's a lot they have to do. There's a lot of families they have to notify. I see your calls coming in. Much appreciated. I'll get to you guys. They got to notify all these families. There's a lot of groundwork that needs to be done. So please, some patience as we do the work.
So of the 89, so realize this, we when we find these, our family and our friends, the remains we're finding is through a fire that melted metal. We have to do rapid DNA to identify them. Every one of these 89 are John and Jane Does. And so when you are asking us, and we know we've got to go quick, but we got to do it right. So when we pick up the remains and they fall apart, and so when you have 200 people running through the scene yesterday, and some of you, that's what you're stepping on. I don't know how much more you want me to describe it.
Dang.
That's what you're stepping on. Give us a little bit of time to contain that. Please, because we've got to go make 89 notifications. And coming from a place that had to make 58, I understand the pain this is going to take. And we're not done with 89. So just understand what this thing is, because none of us really know the size of it yet.
None of us really know the size of it. Wow. So they are bracing for a lot more higher death toll, that's for sure. It might be a little low. Sorry, y'all. I mean, this is the loudest I can get this. I thought it'd be louder.
Everybody wants a number. You want it fast, or you want it...
But he's talking about the public wanting the number. They want the answers. They want things to be fast. Just as Chief John Pelletier. And you can understand him a little bit, right? You can understand him urging. Space Cadet says he seems sincere. Yeah, he seems sincere, and they're just working at what they got to do here, and it's horrible. It doesn't seem like fun, easy work. They got to get it done, but they got to do it right. So they're working at it, But you know what I was made aware of? That he was previously the police chief in Las Vegas. He was, a captain in the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Police chief wants to import successful Las Vegas programs to Maui. And so he was a captain in the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department during that Vegas shooting that we never got the details of, that the public urged for details and for, hey, can we get some answers on the 2017 Las Vegas shooting, the mass shooting, if you remember, that killed 60 people. It was that concert that was going on outside. Stephen Paddock, 64-year-old man, opened fire on the crowd from his window in the Mandalay Bay Hotel, if you remember. Well, we never really got answers on that. We never really got too much details on how it went down. Where's the play-by-play? We get that with so many other things. But that one just kind of went by. And so they got this guy now as the police chief in this situation, and he's urging for patience. And we can understand that. That makes sense. But people are seeing this Vegas thing and the video I played before, and they're going straight to conspiracy. And I can't blame them. I personally advise you to leave it. If you don't know, just leave it as I don't know. That's not a bad thing to do. You could even have your suspicions. You could keep your suspicions, keep your questions, but don't answer your questions with answers that you pull out of nowhere that you just heard. You see what I'm saying here? There's people saying there's no discussion of how exactly the fires in Hawaii started. Okay, that might be true. If that's true, that's it. Interesting. They just say wildfires. I haven't heard that. That might be true. I just don't know. I've heard wildfires, but I wonder if they're investigating it. So that's the situation there, but also the situation with us and the people. We don't trust anything. People are suspicious of so much going on, including the Trump stuff. The Trump stuff just adds to it. This witch hunt, they're going after him. I believe he's supposed to be in Georgia today. We're going to get into this too because they're trying to put a gag order on Trump. I mentioned this on Friday, and we got into it just a little bit. There's a crowd in Georgia gathering in support for Trump. So we're going to get into all that, thematically consistent with this conspiracy stuff, because people just don't trust what's going on. But before we get there, let me get to Brian out of North Carolina, man. What's up? How you doing? Thanks for calling.
We're going to be in Georgia today, and we're going to talk about it.
Oh, dang,
they don't want me in office.
That's pretty good. I like that. I didn't know you had that. I didn't know you had that in the back pocket.
No, you do it way better, bro. I've been practicing off of you.
Nice. See, the trick is there's a couple tricks. I've said this one before, but you can't do the Baldwin. The Baldwin is just like because he hates him, and his mouth is always small. Yeah. He just keeps his mouth small, and I'm Trump, and I colluded with the Russians. But his A's, his mouth goes big, so he goes and I saw. So that's the trick.
You do it so well.
Thank you, man.
Right on, man. I like it. But man, I can't. I mean, I called in to make another connection with you on your topic of like people wanting to speculate and be suspicious and to just go with their suspicions. When you were just explaining it just now about the guy, the sheriff being the former sheriff who was there at the time of the Las Vegas shooting, immediately the thoughts want to come in and be like, oh, we've seen this before. They'll put somebody in position who's like seen it before, and then you just want to automatically be like, oh, well, something's fishy here. And now it's all messed up, but we don't even know.
Yeah, we don't know. And to put it, go on. Sorry.
Well, I was calling in to hold that point. I was calling in to ask you if you saw that video that supposedly resurfaced from 2014, where a passenger flight got abducted by UFOs.
What? What are you talking about? No, I don't know if I've ever even heard of this.
Well, I just saw it this morning.
Okay.
But
plane abducted by UFO, and it's a 2014 video.
It said it's a. But you see how like that was the way I
found it. I think. Go on.
That was the way it was titled, right? And like, look at the way it's titled, right? It's stating that this is a video that is old and has been had for a while now, and it's resurfaced. But I guarantee you, 90% of the people who are seeing it aren't aware that it ever existed.
This video existed before, you mean?
Right.
And now they're suddenly...
And now they're like, oh, this was always here, it's resurfacing? Now the thoughts want you to start believing in this crap. It's like, we don't know what to believe in. And to be honest, half of this crap doesn't have anything to do with any of our personal lives.
Right, let's say the plane did get abducted by a UFO.
What the heck does that have to do with me?
And it's like, you don't know what the UFO is. Like, it's all assumptions. Even you see what I'm saying? Like, even with, let's say, confirmed, headline comes out tomorrow, confirmed the plane was abducted by a UFO, and it just leaves it at that. You still don't know what a UFO even is. It's all assumptions.
Right.
Keep your suspicions, but don't make that decision in the mind is my thing.
Right. Yeah. And most of, man, I don't even know, man. This stuff always plays out, and then in the end, no one cares, really. Everybody just wasted a bunch of time. Everybody just wasted a bunch of time watching something that they didn't care about.
That is so true, man. The truth is people don't really care. You're so right. And if you notice this UFO stuff, it doesn't seem like anybody cares. Even though they had like a whole Congress, didn't they have like a whole Congress thing saying, yes, we have biologics, non-human biologics, crickets from the public.
Who cares, man?
Yeah. Malaysian Airlines MH370 abducted by a UFO. We might have to watch this and let the people make their own decisions.
The video, I'm not even going to say no. I'm going to hold my opinion about the video.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm glad I could put that on there for you.
There's a fact check here. Sorry, buddy. Anybody out there believe in it? Sorry, Snopes already fact checked it. Newsweek already fact checked it. So trust the fact checkers.
Right. That's what that means.
I say that sarcastically, but in this case, they might be correct.
Who cares?
Right. Absolutely.
Watch the video.
Let's watch the video for funsies. Appreciate that, Brian. Thanks for your call.
Right on, man. Take care.
Call me again. Moving the wheels. Let's watch this video. Thanks for that. Viewer video on the docket here. We got airplane abducted by UFO caught on tape. Posted 14 years ago. Has 2.7 million views. It's funny the title they use. Caught on tape definitively. Well, I mean, this is what that person believes. So you can't blame them for titling the video this way. But all these comments on these videos from 13 years ago, 12 years ago. Wow. Any recent comments since it resurfaced, right? Newest first. Yeah, the most recent comments are pretty recently. This is incredible footage. Good CGI, says one person. Okay. So let us watch this footage that Brian out of North Carolina brought up. UFO, airplane abducted by UFO caught on tape. Oh, hold on. Is there any sound to this video? There probably is. No, there's a little bit of sound, like ambient noise. Okay, let's watch this. So I see two objects in the sky. Looks like a plane, I guess. Flying, they went behind this house. I guess this camera is panning to track them beyond the house. They still have not reappeared, the two objects in the sky. We see two of the two objects are not, whoa, that second one's moving real fast. Flies above what seems to be above this other object. Okay. Quick, wow, and it's just gone. Blink and it's gone. You blink and you'll miss it. Two lines, two black dots in the sky, and boop. They just disappear. What did it What did it go into warp space? What happened? Oh, it flies upwards and to the right very fast, so fast that you would miss it if it wasn't slowed here. As you can see right here, about to fly up and to the right, and there it is, gone. 6 times digital zoom. Half speed. So there it is, folks. A UFO abduction caught on you. You can YouTube a UFO abduction. So on the very own YouTube, you could just go Google an alien abduction, a UFO alien abduction. Yeah, like Zeus says, it could be fake. And you can't really put it past people. This is not that hard to do. I don't think. Right? So, speaking of conspiracies, it's a conspiracy against the American public. Now, that's a real conspiracy. You know what a real conspiracy is? They say space lasers or what's a conspiracy that everybody says is a conspiracy? Government conspiracies, the reptilians, deep state. That's what the public kind of sees as ridiculous. That's just weird, ridiculous conspiracy theories. And when you lump it in with stuff like reptilians, maybe it looks and sounds a little ridiculous. But you know what's a widely accepted by the mass media and the most of the American public, conservatives and liberals, all of them? Widely accepted conspiracy is that racism exists. police are racist against blacks. Women are oppressed, that kind of stuff. Now that's a conspiracy, right? Okay. Conspiracy against the American people, though, is what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about Trump. Trump, as you know, is in the middle of a legal battle, indicted over what they're saying. They're saying different things, right? But indicted over his questions over the 2020 election, the classified documents he had, and the laundry list of violations he did to achieve such goals, like lie and lie on documents and stuff like that. That's what they're getting him on. Clerical stuff, clerical errors. And they're also charging him with conspiracy. That was one of the charges, okay? And so it's a conspiracy against the public because they're going after Trump in such a political, conspiratorial way. You may not believe me, but I've had some callers and stuff. We tried to hash this out. And I personally believe it's just not fair. There's nothing fair about this. Kind of like the Derek Chauvin stuff. It's all public opinion. Let's get bombastic headlines. And then, of course, this latest amazing development, which I mentioned on Friday. I mentioned this on Friday. I briefly touched on it. But it's Trump being slapped with a gag order. Okay, former President Donald Trump. I'll read this article here. Former president. They call him former. Lord, hold on. So yeah, Trump. Trying to pull up the story here. Okay, I got it here. President Donald Trump suggested on Tuesday that he would violate any gag order preventing him from talking about special counsel Jack Smith's election interference case against him. While speaking to a crowd of supporters in New Hampshire, Trump complained about Smith's request for a protective order. The order could prevent Trump from publicly targeting figures involved in the case, which is an amazing thing when you think about it. You know, that Trump talks about the election and about his thoughts about it and all that quite a bit. And he's talking to his supporters when he's doing that. And they're attempting to stop him from doing so. In the middle, in what will soon be an election year, in their campaigns to be president of the United States. It's pretty serious. Judge Tanya Chutkan, who also told the president's lawyers, the fact that he is running a political campaign currently has to yield to the administration of justice. And if that means he can't say exactly what he wants to say in a political speech, that is just how it's going to be. That is the female judge, Tanya Chutkan, who is a judge in the Georgia case. Jamaican-born American lawyer. Jamaican-born American lawyer, as she's described in Wikipedia. She is the judge overseeing the criminal trial of Donald Trump over what they're calling his attempts to overturn the result, which is insane. So Tanya Chutkan is saying that if this means he can't say exactly what he wants to say in a political speech, that is just how it's going to have to be. Incredible. Just throwing out any sense of First Amendment and common sense and rights of the people out. But Trump is saying he says defiantly, I will talk about it, which you got to appreciate. You got to appreciate Trump. It's like, what more can they do? They lie about you. They try and destroy your name and reputation. They go after your family. They lie. Your own team and members and cabinet members and friends turn on you during your presidency. All for what? You want to just make the place a better place. You want to make the voice of the American people heard, who have been ignored by both the Republicans and Democrats for so long. And so they go after him with everything. He knows. What else does he have to lose? Like, if they could, and they want to, throw him in jail. He knows they're going to do that anyways. So he says defiantly, I will talk about it. And I appreciate that from the president. When we say I can't talk, I'd love to, he added. I will talk about it. I will. They're not taking away my First Amendment, he said. Wow. You got to appreciate that. Crooked Joe now wants the thug prosecutor, this deranged guy, to file a court order taking away my First Amendment rights so that I can't speak, Trump told. The case is a ridiculous case. It's a First Amendment case, but they don't want Trump to speak. That's awesome. Referring to himself. They don't want Trump to speak. So they want me. They take away your rights on First Amendment, he says. And so they're going after him big time. So you got to appreciate Trump and his style here. Not backing down. I appreciate it. There's another situation here where Trump, they're saying, Daily Mail says, Trump attacks federal judge overseeing the January 6th case just days after she slapped him with a protective order and warned against inflammatory language. She wants me behind bars, Trump says. Trump quoted the judge while she was sentencing January 6th defendant. And so I'm talking about Tanya. Here's Tanya. Oh, no, that's Trump. This is Tanya on the screen. 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎. This is that Jamaican-born lawyer that is just not getting along with Trump. They just can't seem to get along. Trump said the language came from highly partisan Judge Tanya 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎, angrily sentencing a J6er in October 2022. She obviously wants me behind bars. Very biased and unfair, says Trump. Yep. Trump's blast came despite warnings from the judge that were aimed more at comments that might taint the jury or intimidate the witnesses. She went back and forth with Trump lawyer John Lauro Friday about language in her order governing materials that prosecutors must share. She ultimately decided to apply it only to sensitive information, not to all the transcripts and material he might receive. She also imposed terms on how he can view it, requiring him to relinquish his cell phone and not view documents while having access to a photocopier. She also issued a warning to Trump's lawyers that inflammatory statements would bring faster trials, something they would appear eager to avoid. But he said he's going to talk about it. You can't keep him down. You got to appreciate that, right? Fascist Tanya 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒏. Incredible. But what else here? What else, since we're talking about Trump? Check this out. Look at this crowd. Gathering at the courthouses in Georgia. So we got some crowd, you know. We outside. And, you know, anytime Trump is somewhere, you know that his supporters, which are many. There are many of them, and they show up for Trump. And you got to appreciate that. You got to appreciate that too, because anytime, any place, they'll show up and they're there to support, and in numbers. And it shows how much support Trump really has, which I'd say is significant from a lot of people. And so they're there because, like I said, Trump, or at least some Trump witnesses, they were pictured going in to the courthouses for this trial and all that. And so Trump, I guess, is supposed to be there as well. And so his people are there to support. So right on, Trump, wishing you well. You know, there was an interesting moment, though. Speaking of conspiracies, this, again, even more on this, conspiracies, thematically consistent here. Well, there's a moment being reported by Reuters that the Georgia court website briefly published and then removed a document about potential Trump charges. Okay? The Fulton County, Georgia court's website briefly posted a document on Monday listing several crime charges against former U.S. President Donald Trump that appeared related to his attempts to overturn the election and all that. The Fulton County District Attorney's Office said in a statement that no charges have been filed against Trump. So then what was that document? The document was dated August 14 and named Trump, citing the case as open but is no longer available on the court's website. Reuters was not immediately able to determine why the item was posted or removed. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. This is that document in question that was posted online by Fulton County, Georgia DA's office and then quickly taken down. It's this one right here. And if you can't read, it says, Case Information, the State of Georgia versus Donald John Trump. And it lists a number of charges here. Violation of the Georgia RICO. Dang, they're getting my president on RICO charges? He really is a gangsta. Usually only gangsters get RICO charges. Let's go. Hopefully this will poll well in the black vote. Remains to be seen. Solicitation of violation of oath. Conspiracy to commit impersonating a public officer. Wow. They're charging him, at least they want to charge him with conspiracy to commit impersonating a public officer. I want that explained to me. What public officer was he impersonating? Are they saying that because he was trying to allegedly overturn the election, that he was impersonating a president when you're not a president? What are they saying here? Who was he impersonating? Conspiracy to commit forgery in the first degree, commit false statements, commit filing false documents. So they're trying to get him. It's crazy, but people are wondering, why was this posted so quickly and then taken down? And I'm not a lawyer, but what do you guys say? Any lawyers in the chat? Does anybody know what happened here? Because from what I can tell in the comments, you're not supposed to have any charges until the trial is done. But I could be wrong about that. That doesn't quite sound true. So is this them revealing that they see him as guilty despite not having the jury or the courts or whatever? Is that proof of this? Anybody in the chat? Anybody who's a lawyer? Does anybody know? He impersonated fake electors. Is that why they're trying to get him? Silly. Absolutely silly. But what else? You know, people are suspicious of this. Why did they post this so fast and now it's gone? Does that mean that they already see him as guilty? This is just a show trial? And again, it's straight to suspicion. Although, I mean, I'm not saying there's nothing suspicious about this. There could very well be. It doesn't sound like they wanted to put this out. As quickly as they posted it, they deleted it. Yeah, so does anybody know if you can have charges against you in this manner before your trial, before you arrive to the court to get that all done? Or is this just normal, actually? This is actually normal protocol. In a federal indictment, the feds are never wrong, right? 90% conviction rate or something like that. So if they're coming after you, it's because they think they can get you. So people have questions. And they wanted the gag order. I talked about that. It's wild. How can he not be allowed to talk about what's happening to him during a campaign? It's crazy. But anyways, speaking of Trump and oh no, they removed the video. I was going to show you this video of Pence. Oh yeah, here it is. It's amazing, this campaign right now too. You got, on one hand, you got Ron DeSantis with his slogan that's pretty like dollar store Donald Trump, right? Even his name, Ron Don, and Ron DeSantis with his little slogan like "Make America like prosperous again" or something like that. Make America prosperous again. I'm butchering it. I know it's something similar. So what? It's Trump, but without teeth. So Ron DeSantis. You're seeing this campaign come together. Tim Scott. It's like, who's even running? And then Mike Pence. You got Mike Pence who's running too. people saying he committed treason. There's people who say he committed treason, right? And so here's Pence at the state fair being asked this very question: why did you commit treason?
Yes. My question is this: why did you commit treason on January 6th and not stand by President?
I'm a veteran, buddy.
My bad. I tried to flip the camera. Let's watch that again. Nice crowd of people, Iowa State Fair. This guy's asking, so why'd you commit treason? Already the crowd's like, boo, you can't ask questions. What the? Interesting. Circle the wagons around Pence. Anyways, let's watch this video.
Yes. My question is this: why did you commit treason on January 6th and not stand by President?
I'm a veteran, buddy. You shut your mouth.
And the Red Sox suck.
I'm just.
It's just a question. What the? You seeing this? This guy just got up and said, I'm a veteran. You
shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth. And the Red Sox sucks. This little voice chimes in. At least the first guy is a veteran or something, right? But that doesn't mean we just have to respect you. Like, okay, I guess I can't have any questions.
Suck.
I'm just.
It's a fair question.
It's just a question.
Look, come on, people. That's why I came.
And so Pence here very, very expertly says, it's just a question. That's why I came here. Let's watch this, okay? Let's stop pausing it. But we're following, right? Let's watch.
It's a fair question. Look, come on, people. That's why I came.
Look, I'm just giving you the question.
Oh, my bad. 𝒂𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 says that the guy said, that's it, buddy. So he may not have said I'm a veteran. But anyways, let's watch.
I got you. I'll answer your question. Look, let me take you to January 20th, 2017. I put my left hand on Ronald Reagan's Bible and I raised my right hand. And I swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America.
It's not just any Bible. It's not just any Bible. It's the Super Bible.
And it ended with a prayer. So help me God. My son, who's a captain in the United States Marine Corps, reminded me one time that it's the exact same oath that he took. It was a promise I made to the American people. It was a promise I made to Almighty God. Now, I know you might have a different impression about what my duties and responsibilities were on January 6th, and I'm happy to talk to you about it. The truth is that states conduct our elections. They do. And once Iowa certifies the elections, when there are questions, you can go to court. Our campaign in 2020 had more than 60 lawsuits in courts around the country. There were also states that conducted recounts under the law. But when all that was done, if you read Article 2 of the Constitution, which I recommend to you very respectfully, Article 2 says once the states send their electoral votes to the Congress of the United States, the Vice President, as President of the Senate, will preside over a joint session of Congress, and what it says is at that joint session, the electoral votes shall be opened and shall be counted. It doesn't say may. It doesn't say you can send them back to the states. It doesn't say you can reject votes. Even though my former running mate and many of his outside lawyers told me that authority was there, I knew there never was.
So that's what he says. All right, just bringing a little light to the situation because people have many similar questions, questions that we all have. Because, like I said, like I've been saying in this show, we have kind of like these, I guess, gripes and things that we're into. But it doesn't have to be about that. If you make it about those things, then you lose kind of like the big picture. Because that's how I've always kind of been, especially throughout this Trump stuff and the presidency in his years. And Hake expertly says, it doesn't say you can't either. So how about that, Pence? And I personally don't know. But that's not what I kind of focus on. Like, I guess if I cared, I would look it up or something. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not all that. I just see Trump strong, and doesn't back down, and Pence passive, and in every situation wanted to take that route. which is kind of a counter signal against Trump. I remember I saw some comments. General Kellogg, Keith Kellogg, former United States government official and a retired lieutenant general in the United States Army. His commentary on Pence, I thought was, and you can look it up yourself. I thought it was nice. Thought it was sober-minded. It was about his main criticism was the spirit of Pence and how he would be passive at all times as opposed to instead of supporting Trump. So interesting, right? Sore losers are going to cry, says Pence. Whatever, Frederick. You can't deny that if you have a whole bunch of people that don't agree with an election, I mean, don't you want to get, without making any claims, without sitting here making any claims or saying anything, either way, wouldn't you want those people in your country to have their concerns, especially when they're so numerous, assuaged and dealt with so that we may continue this union, right? Anyways, that's it on Trump, I think. It's crazy. Gag order on the man. But he says he will not be silenced. I think we can all learn a little something. Of course, there's a time and place for all things. Don't go crazy. But I think we can learn a little bit of strength here in Trump's example. So, let's move here. You know, speaking of conspiracy and information on social media that you can't trust. Have you guys seen this Twitter account? I guess I should call it X. This X account, this Twitter account, it's named Trump History. I love this account. Trump History. It's so funny. So Trump History is an account on X or Twitter. And it says here in the description, documenting the history of the 45th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. So, of course, you think, well, great. Let me follow this account so that I can so that I may be educated on the beautiful history of Donald Trump, right? You might think that's a good idea. And so here we are on that Twitter account. And the first post here, the first pinned tweet, Donald Trump teaches Aunt Jemima how to make pancake mix, 1888. Wow, I didn't know that. I'm so glad I followed this Twitter account so that I may learn about Trump history. I had no idea that he not only knew Aunt Jemima, but even taught her how to make pancake mix. Incredible stuff, you know. Let's see what else. We got some more Trump history. Donald Trump works in his parents' garage on a website that would allow you to buy and sell books online, mid-1990s. Nearly 30 years later, that website will be worth well over $1 trillion. That website was Amazon. Wow. I heard something about that, right? I heard something about that there was like a website to sell books or something like that, and that the Amazon owner, the creator of Amazon, that's how he created it. I heard something about that. No way. I didn't know it was Trump. That's so interesting. No wonder he's such a smart and intelligent and wealthy man. Look at all the things he did. Here's Trump. In fact, here, the media often fails to mention Donald Trump's contribution to the development of historical landmarks, such as the Golden Gate Bridge. Not only did Donald Trump design the famous bridge, but he was on site every day to oversee its construction. 1932. Wow. Looking as young as he did in 1888 with Aunt Jemima. I'm kind of amazed. I guess Donald Trump don't crack. I'm impressed. Of course, I'm just playing around. YouTube, do not strike me for misinformation. This is a joke. This is a joke. And if it's not obvious to you that this is a joke, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you because this is, if you haven't realized quite yet, this Trump history account is a total parody. Okay, obviously. But so I wonder how long it'll be before the fact checkers come down hard against this Twitter account and ban him or something. Because this Twitter account is spreading misinformation. You know how I know? You know how I know it's spreading misinformation? And not only is it just spreading it, but it's affecting people? check out this poll that this same account put out. Trump History. Trump History put out a poll. Says, history pop quiz. Who created the very first Apple computer? And I knew that I was radicalized by this Twitter account when I clicked Donald Trump. Let's watch the results here. The options are as follows. Steve Jobs slash Steve Wozniak. Who created the very first Apple computer? Was it Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak? Was it Barack Obama? Was it Bill Gates? Or was it Donald Trump? Who was it? I don't know. I'm stumped. I need a lifeline. I don't know. I'm kind of... I need a lifeline. All right, that's enough of that. But check it out. Trump history. Obviously, I've been radicalized because I clicked Donald Trump, and so did everybody else. 88% said Donald Trump created the very first Apple computer. Obviously, these people have been radicalized by this misinformation Twitter account. Obviously, I'm being tongue-in-cheek here. We can't even have fun. I wonder how long it'll be until the censors and the fact-checkers come down on this Twitter account. If you've been following Trump history on Twitter, you know Donald Trump created the first Apple computer. Just having fun here, but you know what? You know who else is having fun? Maybe at the American people's expense. And maybe in this case, the definition of fun is actually psyoping and brainwashing the American. Maybe some people find that fun. Hey. Well, the answer is the Chinese. And let me prove it to you. We're talking about conspiracy and content online that's not real. That MFer back there is not real, okay? That's the theme of the show. You've been following? Check this video out. We got a little TikTok video that's very, very viral. I'm talking I'm talking trending. I'm talking front page. I'm talking many views. 33.9 million views, okay? That's nothing to sneeze at. Let's watch this so-called viral video. Let's watch this viral video. How about it? And why? What's got the people so interested?
I swear.
Sorry, hold on. Let me turn this down a bit before it destroys the eardrums of headphones users. But if you're a little confused, because you know what, let me give you a little intro, because TikTok content can be kind of confusing. Now, for some people, you know, I love the boomer. Like, okay, it's confusing sometimes because it's such a weird medium of communication. It can be very effective, short videos and all that. It can be very artistic and effective, and I find it very interesting for that reason. But can it be also difficult because you got to be paying attention to a couple things. But if all you got to know is that it's this woman putting on this ring, but as she's trying to put on the ring, a wedding ring, she gets visions of what her life might be like. Okay? You following? Let's watch.
I can swear, I can joke, I see what's on my mind. If I drink, if I smoke, I keep up with the guys, and you see me holding up my middle finger to the world. Fuck your ribbons and your pearls, cause I'm not just
You seen this? You caught this? So it's a white lady. And she's about to put on the ring. She's about to put a ring on it. And as she's about to put on the ring, a la the One Ring, she goes Smeagol and goes into a parallel dimension where she gets a vision of her future. Suddenly the ring is not so precious. My precious. Is that Gollum? Is that Trump? Wait, is this me doing a Trump impression, but Trump is doing Gollum? This is a very meta impression. My precious. I'm Gollum. My precious. This is a very meta impression. But let's get back to this TikTok video. This woman is having visions of her married life in the future. And it's not so nice because she puts on the ring and boom, she's cleaning. She's cleaning and cooking and laundry and folding and cleaning and more cleaning. And suddenly the dream is not so pretty anymore. Suddenly it's not so, I don't know, suddenly more cleaning and dusting and cleaning and folding and my back hurts and sweeping and baby, now I got a baby and I'm on the phone and I'm stressed. Are you getting the vibe here? You catching the vibe here? You catching what's going on here? You catching what's going on here? They're poo-pooing, shout out to Hake, the notion of marriage. And this is what it's going to be like. Okay, you're following me here, right? So that's the viral TikTok. We're talking way more than 33 million views. This is a repost of the repost. So this TikTok has been going around. And a lot of people, there's two sides to the aisle, but still many are seeing this and saying, yeah, you're right. This marriage would suck. I don't want to do this. This is women going their own way. This is 𝒔𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 time. Women are going to start going their own way because I'm not putting on the ring if this is what my life is going to be like. And of course, this spawns the commentary that, well, this is the way of the world. This is emblematic of young people. This is emblematic of what's coming. The future is female. Marriage rates, they're going down. Birth rates are going down. And I could do a whole segment on that. But I was struck by something here. Not everything is as it seems. In fact, in this very video. Because I could do a whole segment on that. And women, how they hate men, and how they cause problems in the home, and that doesn't get talked about. And how much is that contributing to the 50% divorce rate? And you got single mothers, and then young people, selfish people who don't care about what's coming next. And that's probably why we have this what feels like this stuck and stagnant culture. It's a remix and a remake of everything, because when you have a populace of people who don't care about what's coming next, why would they want to leave beautiful things for the next generation? Original and novel things, nothing new under the sun. If you want to see it that way, everything's a remix, but can you agree that there used to be art and beauty being left for the ones coming after? I could do a whole segment on that. But not everything is as it seems. Let us examine this TikTok video. By the way, TikTok, isn't that a Chinese company? Let's examine this TikTok video with a little bit more of a little bit more of a discerning eye here. Because I don't know about you guys, I'm a little suspect. We were talking about Tiffany Gomas. We were talking about all this stuff so far, and I've been very, what's it called? Very level-headed and not going into conspiracy. But this video, we're flipping that. We're going to flip that on this video because there's some stuff going on here that I don't think is very normal. And to explain what I'm talking about here, you got to understand. If you don't use TikTok, you got to understand this. TikTok, Snapchat, these apps have embedded in them the technology to overlay what's called filters on your face, okay? You've seen this, you may have used it yourself, but you'll point the camera on yourself and you'll get a little doggy, or your face will get blown up, or you'll look like completely different, or you'll get like a beauty filter. Or you even have full-on face swap filters where you can have two people in the same frame and their faces completely swap. And you can overlay a whole new face on you. You can overlay a whole fake face on you, and you can talk. I'm reminded by who's the producer for Get Off My Lawn, Gavin McInnes' show. I believe his name is Ryan. He's the half Asian guy on Gavin McInnes' show. He does this constantly on the show, where he'll use technology to overlay celebrities' faces on himself. And he does amazing impressions, much better than, I don't have any impressions in my back pocket. I have Trump. I think I have a few, but here's Ryan, who does great work. And here he is as Kanye West. Hold on.
He loves mentioning people. Bill Gates, Walt Disney, Elon Musk, Bill Gates.
Okay. you see what I'm saying? So you understand the technology. Here's him as Pete Davidson.
You either. I don't like your demeanor.
Anyways, I think they're about to swear, so let me move on. I'm describing to you the technology that's available on this app. Okay, you following me? So let's get conspiratorial. Because as you saw, the video is basically just counter-signaling the whole notion of marriage. But did you notice something? Let me show you a still. Let me show you the background of this part of the video. Does that look like America to you? Hold on. You see the background of her video here? Do you see that? The man in the umbrella in the background, the scene in the background. Do you see this balcony? Are you seeing this? Let me get a close-up. Let me get a close-up on this, because we're getting conspiratorial. Because we're flipping the script and getting conspiratorial up in this. Okay, just follow me here. You see this? You see this in the background? Does that look like something built in America? What do you guys think? This bridge balcony thing looks, I don't know, look, let's leave some space. Maybe I'm completely wrong about everything. But that doesn't look like it's built in America. That looks rather Chinese. That looks rather Chinese. Okay, maybe you following me so far? Hold on. Hold on. I'm painting the picture. Give me a second. Let me show you another close-up. I'm painting the picture. Give me a sec. What about this? Okay, so conspiratorial. This is that same woman cleaning and cooking in the video. She's cooking in a wok on an electric top grill. Looks like an electric top grill. Now, maybe some of you guys are not as online as I am. I'm watching so many videos all the time. I'm an internet little rat, little troll. Maybe I'm wrong. But doesn't this look like a particularly Asian kitchen? This looks like a particularly Asian kitchen to me. She's cooking in a wok. She has her hair up in that like Asian wife headband. Is that just me? Am I being conspiratorial? Isn't that Asian wife headband? You know what I mean? That Asian housewife headband. You following me so far? Okay, let me paint the picture before. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second while I paint the picture. So, kind of looks like a Chinese background, Asian setting, Asian kitchen, in my opinion. Let me show you something else. Hold up. Let me continue painting this picture. You saw the TikTok. I showed you the stills. Let me show you something else. I didn't even catch this one. This was someone else. We have a bottle of what looks like this or that, maybe cooking oil, maybe cleaning fluid, but it has a Chinese label. No English. You're stereotyping, Nick. Oh yeah? Explain this bottle, Frederick. Are you guys seeing the picture yet? Are you seeing the picture yet? Well, how about this? When she's folding clothes, what's all this Chinese clothing? We're getting conspiratorial all of a sudden. What's with this Chinese clothing? Now let's watch the TikTok once more. Let's watch the TikTok. Now, okay, I've been sarcastic and tongue-in-cheek a little bit. I've just been playing around. I'm not the one saying this, but there's people online who are saying that this is a Chinese woman with AI face overlaid over her. Okay? That's what people are saying. And it's a Chinese psyop. It's a Chinese psyop. It's anti-white, anti-American Chinese psyop to poo-poo the notion of marriage. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
中文10级听力考。
Whoa. So that we flipped the script on the show on this one. We're having fun here, but you know, I was being level-headed, but I'm suddenly suspicious of this Chinese TikTok psyop. And can you really blame me? Huh? Can you really blame me after years of COVID and the media and racism conspiracies? Can you really blame me and get mad at me for being suspicious of this TikTok video? Right, guys? The same leeway and understanding I showed the people that were into the earlier conspiracies I was showing. Can't you guys show me that same, that same leeway and room? Huh? Can't you have a little love for me and have that same understanding for me? Right, guys? I've just been messed up by all the lies that we've been subjected to the past few years, right? I hope you enjoyed that segment. Chinese psyop. They don't want you to get married. Next, they'll have us climate change lockdowns and all that. Okay, anyways, let's move on. That was fun. What shall we do now? Knickers dropping the ball on conspiracy margins. Right on. Nick, go to the Chinese police station in Toronto and report her. No, you do that, Point Fire. I don't want to dox you, but you might have better luck. I'll just say that. Nice. That's right. Take religion in. That's right. Take religion into that thought, too. Whatever, Frederick. I don't even disagree, right? Religion is kind of fake. Like religion, like fake religion. There's a true religion. I think the Bible even talks about a true religion. So that was the Chinese psyop. What should we do now? What should we do now? It's loosey-goosey right now. We've had a nice show so far. You can call in, 888-775-3773. You know what? Maybe you guys fell asleep. Maybe you guys fell asleep and you need a little excitement. Incoming exciting video. Obviously, you fell asleep and you need excitement. You know how you guys are. You know how you guys are. It's like, oh, funny, well put together show. No, we don't want that, Nick. We want explosions. We want mess. We fell asleep, Nick. Where's the excitement? Well, wake up. We have an exciting video on the docket? Not on the dock. On the docket. Oh, no. I got an ad. This ad is stealing my thunder. Sorry. Hold on. I got an exciting video for you. You may have heard of this situation. It's big. It's explosive.
Fatal home explosion in Pennsylvania that killed 5 people. We have new details in the fatal home explosion in Pennsylvania that killed 5 people. New video shows just how destructive it was as officials try to work out how it happened in the first place. Take a look at your screens right now.
Whoa!
We have a full building completely gone.
Gosh, that's just unbelievable. The blast
building
leveled
gone?
3 homes in the neighborhood. And
Look at the aftermath. Hold on. Look at this. Just gone.
Damaged a dozen others.
Is it like, it's not just one, too. Look at the houses. Look at the houses on the street there. Just gone. Leveled. More than one house. It's a serious explosion.
5 people were killed, including a child.
5 people killed, including a child.
At local hospitals and released, and a 3rd remains in critical condition. The cause of that explosion is still under investigation, but gas for that entire neighborhood has been shut off for now.
The gas has been shut off and hopes preventing anything else. They're not sure what it was. It could be the gas. 5 killed in the explosion. Let's watch another news report real quick. I don't know too much of the story, but I heard about this and I thought you guys might need to wake up with an exciting video. You know, I had a family member who went through something similar, actually. An explosion that actually killed her, rest in peace.
Today we learned 5 people were killed in a deadly explosion that destroyed 3 homes and damaged several more. It happened in a neighborhood east of Pittsburgh. CBS News' Astrid Martinez has more.
A doorbell camera shows the moment this home in Plum, Pennsylvania exploded, the force of the blast obliterating it.
We have a whole building completely gone. We have copious amounts of debris and damage to the surrounding area. We're trying to evacuate.
Flames immediately engulfed 2 other homes, burning them to the ground.
Oh, so the explosion, so it was the flames that brought them down, I guess.
The explosion sending debris flying, damaging many homes in the neighborhood, shattering windows and destroying cars. George Emanuel lives on the street.
It was scary. It was very scary. It was like hell on earth over there.
The blast heard more than a mile away by families at a baseball game.
What the hell was that?
This fire is going to be deemed a defensive fire. I need everyone out of the structure.
Firefighters from at least 18 departments worked to douse the flames and rescue others buried in rubble. An official says representatives from several gas companies were also called to the scene.
At this point, we can share that our system was operating as designed.
Among the 5 dead, a child, their ages and identities yet to be released. Another person was critically hurt. There have been at least 2 previous house explosions in Plum in the past 15 years. The most recent was April of last year. In 2008, a house explosion destroyed 3 homes and damaged 11 others. The cause of this latest explosion remains under investigation.
Remains under investigation. Likely story. No, I'm playing. That's a joke. Okay, it's a conspiracy. That's a joke. You know, Frederick says something interesting. He says, God works in mysterious ways. He had to wake these regulators up to what BS jobs these city workers are doing. And I can't confirm anything about this story in that sense. But isn't that true? Like, it seems like things are falling apart. You almost can't even try. Again, you don't want to make assumptions, but you have the guy, they had the guy in the news report saying, you know, whoever he was, he was the one speaking for the gas company saying, our systems were working perfectly fine. It wasn't our job. It wasn't our fault. But then there's been stories of people covering stuff up, covering their own behind. And incompetence breeds mistakes, which breeds lying about them, which breeds mess. And so, you know, it's an interesting thought there, Frederick, because you got to wonder how this happens. How can this even happen? And you know what? In reference to what Frederick is saying, too, it kind of makes me... I had a similar thought to what you're saying when I saw this video. It was this video of like a crime mob, okay? It was like another one of these mobs just ransacking a bunch of stores all in a row. And people are like, where are the police? Where are the police? I'm starting to wonder, because a part of the, you know, our side, the conservatives, all that, they say, well, these people, these Democrat leaders, they purposely allowing this to create chaos. You know, there's varying levels of this accusation, to all the way from incompetence to full-on breeding chaos and allowing criminals out on purpose to control, to sow fear so that they may swoop in and save the day and control everything. But I don't know why I never considered this before. But I feel like this is the first time I considered this. I'm probably not saying anything new here, but I watched this mob of people and crime and stuff, and I realized, I wondered, what if they just don't? What if they can't? What if the leaders of the cities and country of the states, they literally can't? They don't. They have police. They don't have enough. Maybe they don't have enough people. They literally just can't deal with it. It's out of control. And that's probably, and they have no choice but to leave certain swaths of the country to their own devices and stuff like that. That's kind of a scarier thought than you kind of want to realize, but I'm not saying that's true. I have no evidence for that. Okay. But where was I? The gas lines thing. Yeah. Wild explosion, 5 dead. Can't tell you why. But it's an interesting thought, Frederick. We've seen the breakdown of everything. Right? Coming apart. Could it be that they just can't fix it? Okay. Just kind of I was thinking about, are you awake? A little explosion to wake you up. It's 1:30 p.m. for some of you guys. Probably later. You should be definitely out and about, or at least maybe up. Maybe you shouldn't be sleeping all day. Okay, let's see what shall we do next. We got through our show here. We got through our show. Took a call. It's loosey goosey mode right now. I got some funny stuff we'll get into, and we'll do some commentary here as we close out the show here. Have you caught this? There was a news report recently out of France, and I found this quite funny and interesting. Okay, because the game Fortnite. Fortnite, huge game. I think it's the most played game. What is the most played game in the world? It's probably Fortnite. Number 1 most played game in the world. Oh, it's Minecraft, apparently. Most popular game by copies sold. I don't think that's fair because there's the free games, and Fortnite is free. Most played video game by player count. Here it is. Oh, wow, it's apparently Candy Crush. 2.7 billion players. If you don't know what Candy Crush is, it's like a little puzzle game on your iPhone. It's a phone game. It's totally like a mom game. Boomer mom game. I'm telling you that they love talking about the gamers and saying, oh, look at these young gamers throwing their life away. But look at this, 2.7 billion Candy Crush players. Hello, who's the gamers now? It's the boomers. The boomers are the gamers. Who's playing? I don't know anybody that plays Candy Crush that's not a boomer. You talking about the gamers and poo-pooing the gamers. Hello, you guys are the gamers. PUBG is the second most played. I thought, where's Fortnite? Is Fortnite that low in the list? 12th most played game in the world, Fortnite. You might know it from the kids. Your kids, your brothers, you might play it yourself. I played a few Fortnite games. Can't really get down with the building. But Fortnite, it's a game. Many people play it. And there was a recent News France, 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎 News, les chaînes d'information internationales, un continu depuis le cœur du Moyen-Orient, whatever, Moyen-Orient, the less Orient? The East? The point is, this is a French news publication, okay? And they had a little news story because Fortnite is putting out like what you can call a virtual Holocaust museum, okay? You following me? So they're putting out, so you can load into the game, and you don't always have to play the main game where you run around shooting each other and last one standing wins or last team standing wins. There's other modes to Fortnite, and one of them is you can like walk around and interact and socialize. Well, they're releasing a virtual Holocaust museum. And French news, I'm going to show you a translated version of this segment because the segment is in French. Okay, but I'm going to show you this news report, this French news report on this Holocaust museum and what happened. Because we do a little trolling, right? It's called trolling. It's called we do a little trolling. And of course, the French news and the people, they're not quite happy. They don't see this as just trolling. It's anti-Semitism.
Et les jeux vidéo font bon ménage. Le mastodonte
Qui soit en visio, les beaux villages.
multijoueur qu'est Fortnite va bien.
Fortnite. It's called Fortnite in France, apparently. Apparently, it's Fortnite.
Le mastodonte multijoueur qu'est Fortnite va bientôt accueillir son musée sur la Shoah.
Okay. Des choses. Let's put up the video. Let's watch the English one about this Holocaust museum that got trolled.
When education and video games go hand in hand, the multiplayer juggernaut that is Fortnite will soon host its Holocaust Museum. A new educational virtual museum inspired by the museum that tells the story of civil rights in the United States already present in the video game. Fortnite is hundreds of billions.
You see that? Okay, I gotta like pause on this and comment on some stuff. So you see they're in the virtual world and they're watching Martin Luther King on the big screen. They're like, oh wow, the youngins are getting educated. I'm sorry. Let's get back to the video. Come on, Twitter, don't do this to me now. Elon
When
Musk, Elon Musk, I need your help. Why are you doing this to me? I'm running a live show, Elon Musk. What, you're telling me I should have downloaded the video and so that I won't have this problem? How about you fix your app? Okay, sorry.
Billions of dollars in annual revenue tells the story of civil rights in the United States already present in the video game. Fortnite has hundreds of billions of dollars in annual revenue and over 500 million players worldwide. This daring project is developed by the Frenchman Luc Bernard. Its objective to make the history of the Holocaust accessible to as many people as possible at a time when the last witnesses are disappearing and when social networks and online gaming communities are invited for many Holocaust deniers. A sad reality for which the game designer has already paid the price.
So, they're talking about Luc Renard. Luc Renard. Yes, Hake, that was Nick Fuentes in the ad. We're about to play the rest of this. But I got to set this up. As you can see, you're about to see where this clip is about to take a turn. So Luc Renard, the creator of the Holocaust Museum, according to the news report, is already paying the price for doing such a selfless act like making a virtual Holocaust museum. Here you have pictured as Nick Fuentes, the much, in my opinion, misaligned, but in some cases misaligned, maybe in some cases.
When education...
they call him a Holocaust denier. They call him a Holocaust denier. They call him all sorts of things. The world-renowned anti-Semite Nick Fuentes here. You can see where this news story is about to go. Let's watch.
He paid the price by announcing the...
Oh, misaligned? Maybe I'm not even saying a word. Thanks, Hake. Let's watch.
The formalization of his project, Luc Bernard received many negative comments.
Twitter really is the worst place to be Jewish right now. I received lots of stuff, photos or videos of me going to Auschwitz. People who write to me saying they want to end the genocide. When Nick Fuentes discovered the project, he sent all his followers against me. It hasn't stopped for several days.
To allow this game to remain a sanctuary, several Fortnite features will be disabled. In the museum, players will not be able to destroy walls, break objects, or dance there, and the visit will also be restricted to a single player. Luc Bernard is not at his first attempt. He is...
So let me back it up a bit. There's too much to comment on. Luc Bernard, he's commenting on this. He's saying, I can't believe they did this to me.
He sent all his followers
or
videos of me going to Auschwitz.
So the Groypers and others are apparently in the comments trolling this Luc Bernard, okay? Mercilessly trolling him, okay? And apparently they're sending him videos saying...
Stuff, photos or videos of me going to Auschwitz.
Photos and videos of him going to Auschwitz. Now, you might not find it. You might not find it funny. And Luc Bernard did not find it funny. And he's welcome to have his criticisms online and say, well, that's not funny. I mean, maybe that's not funny. But some people find that funny. And I don't think you can just go straight to... well, these people want to genocide me because they're doing a little trolling. And I think we know when things are kind of trolling. And you may disagree with people, but going straight to this is maybe a little bit of an overreaction, in my opinion. And so Luc Bernard here goes on to say that Nick Fuentes sent his followers to him. Watch.
People who write to me saying they want to end the genocide. When Nick Fuentes discovered the project, he sent all his followers against me.
He says he sent all his followers against me. Now, I don't know the situation. Maybe he did send the Groypers against Luc Bernard specifically. And you shouldn't go harassing people, right? We shouldn't go around harassing people, but Luc Bernard is a public person. He put out his work. It should be allowed to be criticized. Well, you shouldn't harass the person, right? You don't need to go off and be crazy. But I find this a little suspect because he says they sent the Groypers against me when it's like, I'm pretty sure he sent them to go to Fortnite. And Fortnite is a huge game played by 350 million people. And this is a public Holocaust museum that you put out for the public. So, I mean, don't make it like that, right? You don't have to say it like that, bro. You sent them against me. Calm down. Calm down. And so what did they do? They restricted it. So now you can only go to the museum by yourself. So now you can't even hear dissent. But hey, whatever, right? I mean, if this is how you want to run your virtual Holocaust museum, then so be it. Hake, sacre bleu. I pronounce the name Luc rather than Luke. It's Luc. C'est Luc. I want to hear Nick speaking French. You want me to read this? You want me to read Luc Bernard's tweet in French? Okay, let me try. Twitter, c'est vraiment le pire endroit pour être juif en ce moment. J'ai reçu plein de trucs, des photos ou des vidéos de moi allant à Auschwitz. Des gants, right? Des gants, like kids, qui m'écrivent, des gants qui m'écrivent, kids that write to me, en me disant qu'ils veulent terminer les génocides. I don't know how to say that word. Genocide? Quand Nick Fuentes, un néo-Nazi, suprématiste, blanc, très connu, he's saying, when Nick Fuentes, a neo-Nazi white supremacist that's well known in the United States, quand Nick Fuentes, un néo-Nazi suprématiste, blanc, très connu aux États-Unis, a découvert le projet et il a envoyé tous ses followers contre moi. You got to say followers, but you got to say it in like a French accent because I'm reading French. So that's what this guy would probably say. He would say, tous ses followers contre moi, ça fait plusieurs jours que ça ne m'arrêtait pas. Well, Hake, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a little French, little Luc Bernard for you. But that's the story. The Groypers in the French Holocaust Museum. I found it quite funny. I found it quite humorous because these are, you got to understand, they're like young people. They like doing a little trolling. If you're at all online, you'll know what I'm talking about. A lot of these people, though, sometimes quite edgy, and sometimes just edgy by itself is not funny, Groypers. Okay, just being edgy by itself it's not a joke. Where's the punchline? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna be a joke, make a joke. But hey, whatever. I love a little trolling, and that's what a lot of these people are doing, and that's what a lot of these people get radicalized too. They'll see that they're trolling, and then they get censored for trolling, and then they're like, "We can't even joke around. Let's go even harder. Let's go even more edgy. Let's say even crazier things." And I'm not gonna say that. It's not like I'm not gonna ignore, or what I'm trying to say is, I'm not here trying to say that everything they're saying is just a joke. No, these Groypers and Nick Fuentes himself, they're like, Fuentes himself is like a serious person. He says what he believes, and you can go look that up. That's there for you to see, and he's clear about that. There's stuff that's a joke, and there's stuff that's not a joke, and he's his individual person, and go deal with that yourself, okay? But what's this about getting all butthurt about a little trolling? And you're going to put out this museum. I guess maybe you just don't expect it to, huh? I bet you Luc Bernard and people like that, they just don't expect it. They don't know. Maybe they're not really. It does sound a little disconnected and tone deaf, because you got 350 million people playing this Fortnite game. They're all really young people. There's a lot of people. There's all ages, but many are young. And you're gonna what? What do you expect? Like, what do you expect? They're anonymous online. If you made a Black Lives Matter VR virtual museum, I think the same thing would happen. Now, I wonder if you made like a Trump museum or something. I wonder, like, what I'm trying to express here is that it seems like Luke and people like that, they may be like, what Zoomer do you know, or kid playing Fortnite do you know cares about the Holocaust? And why? And I'm not saying you can't inform them, but like has an actual like visceral and emotional care for the Holocaust. And why should they? And why would you want to make them have that? It's fine to educate, inform, educate. I mean, these things happen. But what's with the emotion? It's like, you didn't expect this? You put out a public thing where people can just publicly, anonymously drop in. Let them be anonymous and put your museum and let the chips fall with it. I don't know. You just bring it on yourself more doing this. And then censorship and all that. Just weird. It's just weird to me. I got Frederick out of California, man. Thanks for your call. You go ahead. You're on the air.
What's up, Nick?
What's up, Frederick?
I got this idea. I know I'm not supposed to be having thoughts and all, but check
be careful
out.
with those thoughts, man. You had too much to think.
You seen them water fountains that use the water underneath and then it spits it out at top and it just recycles?
Sorry, which fountains? Like the
water
a
fountain.
regular water fountain?
Yeah.
And you're
It's
saying
something
it
like that. It's not hooked to a water source. It's like perpetual. It just keeps recycling the same water.
You're talking about like the school, like when I'd walk down a school hallway and there would be like a water fountain I could bend
not
over.
That one. That's not the same.
So which one are you talking about?
It's like
just public fountains?
It's like it has a pump in it, and it pumps the water from the bottom and.
Gotcha, like for decoration.
Yeah.
And it spits it out in like a fancy way, and it just recycles that water because it's for decoration.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
All right. Now, I'm seeing these YouTubers, they have minions, right? And Vanguard and BlackRock, they have the money to pay these YouTubers for their following of minions.
Gotcha.
And then they go on in the ads and everything, make them buy everything from BlackRock, so they get the money in return to sprinkle it back down to YouTube of degeneracy.
Huh.
So they keep us from looking at what they're doing. They've got over trillions of dollars in assets, BlackRock and Vanguard. Well, we're trillions of dollars in debt and can't get out of it. But the degenerates are the ones getting paid more than you are going to college these days.
True. You know what, man? Like I haven't made all the conclusions you've made, but one thing that's not a conspiracy is there's literal websites. I'm trying to look up one right now where it's websites where, let's say you're a company, a private company, maybe even a government entity. Government entities have been shown to use these websites. And these websites, what they are, is they aggregate TikTokers and people who have large social audiences, right? And what these websites do is they catalog these different YouTubers and TikTokers and all that, and they categorize their audiences as conservative or liberal or whatever. And they become and these websites, what they are is basically a marketplace for advertisers, private companies, and government entities to find the demographic and audience that they want. They pick and choose the TikToker and social media person that they perceived would achieve their goal the best, and they literally purchase political campaigns. They literally purchase political campaigns, and then these TikTokers and YouTubers, they go out and they fulfill the contract. This is not a conspiracy.
That's true. That's true. Them ads don't pay enough that they have on these YouTubers' ads just to pay them from subscribing to their channel and wasting your time with your head down. Like this land in Hawaii that burned down, I believe there's investors over there. But we haven't talked about the investors in the hills of California that's buying the property. It catches on fire, and there's fires set deliberately from firefighters being caught setting fires.
In Hawaii, you're saying those were delivered by firefighters?
No. I'm saying
in general.
California,
I've been suspect about fires just popping up, especially when there's probably all sorts of things happening, like actual accidents. You have homeless people out there. Like, it's a mess, right? But on that, following that, I'm here talking about Chinese psyops. I mean, we have domestic psyops, Blackguard, Vanguard. I mean, you make an interesting point. I just don't know definitive stuff on that.
In China.
And I wouldn't want to say stuff without definitively knowing. But it's an interesting line of thought because it's a war for your attention
they got
and all
this
that.
waterfall over here working. Now they going over there like that video you were showing. It might be in another country, but they showing women to go away from the traditional way.
Yeah.
Like that ring when she was about to get married. Now they're about to get the waterfalls working over there with degeneracy and get some YouTubers, and they might outdo America once they, show
it's
us.
A change. It's what it seems to me. It seems to me like a changing. And again, this is my armchair Google take, but it seems like a changing, what's it called? Pole of power in the world.
Right.
Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Changing of the polar opposites.
Yeah, exactly.
First will be last, and the last will be first.
Lou Rockwell said we're turning into a multipolar era. So who else said? Lou Rockwell said that. Someone else really smart, much in this foreign policy stuff, said something similar as well. with the advent of BRICS and all that, right? Brazil, Russia,
Right.
India, China, they're all getting together. And then Ukraine. So it seems like we're coming into a multipolar world instead of a unipolar like America, the top dog. And it seems like America's not too happy about it.
No, they're not happy about it. Our dollar might struggle if we don't get a hold of it right now.
Yes.
We got to separate from that Federal Reserve.
Fascinating.
America
How do you even do that?
gotta
I've
do.
heard that like for years now. What's that even look
There's
like?
no politician, but Dr. Cornel West running on that issue.
Only Cornel West
So
is
every
calling out the
time-
feds? The Federal Reserve?
Yes.
Really?
They know in the Constitution it says that it's not even to be negotiated. They are to raise the debt limit regardless.
Mm.
And all this bickering, it's a front. They know they got to raise it every time. We're in a bind.
I don't
It's
know.
not even to be discussed for real. You can shut down the government until they figure it out, but they only got a limited time to figure it out. It's not like they can't.
But you trust
I don't know.
Cornel
But
West?
Yeah,
He
they
seems a
already
little-
on him saying he didn't pay his taxes or something, but he's gonna pay his taxes, and he's got some traction behind him. We're ignoring the haters, but
You really think
It's
he's going
still
to get
early.
it done?
It's still
Like
early.
I don't know, maybe I'm just, what's it called? Maybe I'm just counter-signaling for no reason, but you get this
He's gonna
guy
put
coming
some
out here
topics
saying
on the
something as
Democrats.
big as we're going to get rid of the Federal Reserve. I mean, is this really the guy for it?
he's gonna wake up some
I can't
eyes
really,
during these debates.
but he seems a
He's
little
gonna wake up
nutty.
some eyes and he's gonna-
It's just my
I'm
impression,
telling
but
you.
he seems a little nutty. And it's like, what has he done to make me think that I can trust that he would get the job done, right?
He's a scholar.
So, being president
He
requires
grew
like
up in this system.
this requires like logistics and realistic movements in the political world.
The people
All
at the
your
top
book learning, all that book learning isn't going to teach you that.
Okay, he understands it. He done seen the shape of America and how America's divided, and he's uniting the race.
Am I-
be like?
Am I wrong in this assumption? Because again, I don't want to assume because I don't know Cornel West very well. I haven't followed him. I really don't know him very well at all. But when I see a black man commenting on politics with an afro like this, follow, you got to follow me, Frederick. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not being judgmental. Maybe a little bit, but I call it the gray afro of communism. And I noticed that these commentators who have this afro, they usually Marxist and they hate and they don't like white people. Is that the truth for Cornel West, or am I judging?
That's judging. He
Okay, my
calls
bad.
his white brothers. He reached out to his poor white brothers in the southern states. He called them that's been voting for Republicans and haven't seen a change. He's reaching across the aisle. You gotta listen to him.
All right.
He knows.
I may be wrong in that
Yeah.
judgment, Frederick. I'll have to do some of my own Google. I'll have to do my Googles and do my homework. Thanks,
Yeah,
Frederick, man.
exactly.
Anything else before I move the wheels, sir?
That's it. You have a great day. I just want to spice up the show a little bit.
Thank you, sir. Much
I'm
appreciated. Call
waiting
me
to
again.
call Joel tomorrow. So
Let's go,
be
Joel
prepared
Friday.
for
Don't
my
miss
call.
it. Tomorrow, say what were we gonna say? First time caller tomorrow?
No, I ain't the first time caller.
No, you
I'm
call
waiting
before.
to call Joel tomorrow. I
Nice,
done
man.
spoiled my plan again. I keep spoiling the plan.
Right on, Frederick. Well, we'll be hearing you because we'll all be hearing Joel Friday tomorrow on Tuesday. Absolutely. Thanks,
Yep.
Frederick, and moving the wheels,
All
sir.
right. Have a good one.
Call me again. That's true. Joel Friday on Tuesday. You gotta love it. You don't want to miss it. We got Joel in the house tomorrow. I had someone ask me in the chat today, does Joel still have a show? Yeah, Joel still has a show. If you haven't been watching, you better watch it. Joel Friday on Tuesday tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You don't want to miss it. Of course, more Hake Report as we do. And of course, more Anchor Baby tomorrow at 12. I will be back tomorrow at Tuesday after Joel's show. So don't miss it. We got plenty of content, more shows coming up, and another week ahead, right? Hope you enjoyed today's show. Catch you tomorrow for American Anchor Baby. It's always a pleasure. Much appreciated on the support. Let me quickly check here and make sure I did not miss any super chats and all that, because there was a Karen Williams super chat who says, Karen, we love you, Karen, but we also appreciate Fred. We don't always agree, but we don't have to be saying this, but I appreciate your super chat. I almost don't want to repeat it, but we all know that Karen's joking, right? She says, drop dead, Fred. She doesn't mean that. 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎 says, for the love of gliz. Nice. And so all of that is appreciated. Thanks for the support. Catch you tomorrow for more American Anchor, baby. And that's all for now. Thank you, guys. Peace.